Hello, my name is Dina Otero, and thank you for joining Confirmit's webinar, Improving the Value of Customer Feedback Through Mobile. Just a couple housekeeping items before we get started. We will have time for Q&A at the end of the presentation, so please feel free to submit your questions in the chat window on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Additionally, the webinar will be recorded and will be available to all the participants, so please stay tuned and those will be emailed to you within 24 hours. So today we are joined by Miguel Ramos. Miguel has more than 15 years experience in mobile technologies, quality assurance, technology strategy, and implementation. Miguel is a subject matter expert for Confirmit's mobile practice and helps to develop mobile solutions for both VOC and market research companies. So without further ado, I'd like to pass it on to Miguel.
Thank you, Dina. Hello, everyone. I'm Miguel Ramos, and I'm the subject matter expert for mobile solutions at Confirmit, as Dina has mentioned. I want to thank you for being connected today. I have very exciting things to share with you from a technology point of view. I'm going to talk to you today about mobile and how it can improve the value of customer feedback. My plan today is to show you three things. Firstly, I want to talk about the concept of Internet of Things and the importance that mobile has as a hub of Internet of Things, and you will see. Secondly, I will show you how mobile insights gathered at the point of experience can add value not only to one department, but to multiple departments within your organizations. And finally, I will run through an example, a real example that illustrates an end-to-end process, and throughout this process you will be able to see the value of mobile and context, and in particular the value of richer insights such as GPS, images, and videos to your business. So let's start. Let me ask you a question. Do you remember your first experience using the internet? For me, it was a while ago. I was lucky enough to be a student at Newcastle University here in the UK, and it was the early 90s, and we were the only department with internet. So we were able to connect from our home to the central university computer using a very basic modem. And believe it or not, I thought it was amazing. I was able to send messages to my university colleagues from home, and it was free. The early internet started by making connections between people, and in doing so, it changed everything. The new internet connects people with devices. Now, fast forward 25 years, and you're in the present, and now we have the Internet of Things. The Internet of Things refers to everyday objects being connected and allowing them to send and receive data. Let me put it into context. Because the numbers, and I believe in numbers, the numbers are very impressive. There are 50 billion connected devices in 2014, and there is a market opportunity of 7.1 trillion by 2020. If you compare it with last year's GDP of 74 trillion, these numbers are certainly big enough. So what I have done is to select three examples so that you can visualize the Internet of Things, so you can see what I mean. My first example is the new Oral-B electronic toothbrush. This electronic toothbrush comes with a mobile app, and is more than just a stopwatch or a countdown. It counts the number of minutes that you've been brushing, but it has a pressure sensor to tell you if you're brushing too hard. The Internet of Things means that the objects around us are connected, and they provide us, the users, useful and valuable information. This is the value of the Internet of Things. In the case of Oral-B, it provides a guidance on a better dental hygiene. Let me show you the second example I have selected, and it's the new Galaxy S5 by Samsung. It was released this year, and this was the first smartphone with embedded heart rate monitor. Just to put it into our world, just picture it as another source of data that will be used by the market research industry. And the third and final example, it was released this week, is the Apple Watch and the Apple HealthKit. This is another great example of the Internet of Things and how Apple is embracing it. The Apple Watch, as we all know, because it's been on the news, allows you to monitor your health, fitness, tracking of your movement, heart rate, activity, all with inbuilt sensors. And it feeds all that information into the iPhone, the hub of the Internet of Things, allowing the users to analyze the data or even share the results with the doctor. I've got a video that I have selected just to, let me play it, because I really want you to visualize that mobile is more than a simple device to just make phone calls and browse the internet. I have selected this video, this Apple video, to show you how mobile is really more powerful than you think. As you can see, the mobile becomes the hub of wearables, and it adds and it provides valuable information. The mobile device also collects much more additional insights through devices or through external sources. Just think about the future possibilities that you can have for your diary studies, where additional data such as health and fitness information will be collected automatically and aggregated to your mobile surveys. The reason why I'm talking about this is because we're moving towards a world of multi-channel. And with mobile, you're really more powerful than you think with your mobile studies. And this takes me to the second part of my presentation, the value of mobile. This is the value of mobile, the value that mobile provides today by providing additional insights to the market research agencies and voice of the customer professionals. For this, I'm just going to use one picture. This picture summarizes very well the importance of mobile in our lives. The picture was taken in Wimbledon last year, and it's the men's final tennis match in London. The message, as you can see, is simple. Everyone wants to capture that in the moment. Your market research respondents and your VOC customers like to use their phones daily to capture their key moments in their daily lives. If this hasn't convinced you, let me show you some numbers. In the world, there are 7.1 billion people. There are 6.6 billion mobile phones. But let me compare it with a different number. How many toothbrushes are there in the world? 4.2 billion. This is amazing. There are more mobile phones in the world than toothbrushes. Well, my view is that Oral-B probably knows this, and this is why they have come out with a gadget to provide us with a better hygiene and to encourage us to buy more toothbrushes. Let's look at the numbers for mobile broadband penetrations. These are users using data on their phones, users with mobile data plans, normally using smartphones. As you can see, the numbers for North America, 72%, number for Western Europe, 55%, and Australia, 66%. These numbers, the reason why I have selected these numbers is because I want you to see that it is very viable to consider using online web surveys that render on a mobile for your diary studies in these regions. So let's put the numbers into perspective. I have selected the USA. There are 317 million people in the USA, 147 smartphones, and 117 million households. You're probably wondering, well, what do you mean by this? Well, my message is also simple. There is at least one smartphone in every house in the USA. With the smartphones, you have a customer service channel on every household in the USA to provide you, your business, with in-the-moment feedback. So the numbers for the USA are very high, but the numbers for the UK and Australia are very, very similar. 63 million people in the UK, 31 million smartphones, and 25 million households. The message is the same. There is one smartphone in every household in the UK. But where am I taking you? Well, I'm taking you to the penetration of smartphone by age. I have selected the UK data, but the data for the US and Australia is exactly the same. If you look at the data for the 18 to 24 and 25 to 34, you can see that it's well above 80%. There's a high penetration among millennials. So my message here is very simple. If you're designing your VOC program or your market research study, think multi-channel and start with mobile. Especially if you're planning to target the younger generations, as they will be using their mobile devices when you contact them. You need to approach them in their terms, because millennials are quick, smart, intelligent, and they embrace technology and change very quickly, but they like to get in touch in their preferred channel of choice. At Confirmit, we have taken this into consideration, and we offer a multi-channel approach for all your studies or VOC programs. You can send an online survey that will render on a mobile. You can invite your customers or market research respondents through a simple SMS, or use the full features of our offline app, the Soda app, that you can use it for feature phones as well as smartphones. And if you're working for a client, or if you are the client and you already have an app, you can consider to integrate Confirmit web service within your existing app, as you can mimic the look and feel of the app with the Confirmit web service. I'm actually seeing a growth in this area. This is an example. This is how Confirmit technology will enable your service to look different across devices, and if you're running your app, then the look and feel of the app and the survey will be exactly the same. When online surveys work seamlessly across platforms and devices, you really start capturing valuable contextual information from your consumers or respondents. This is what we call inferred information, and this is what this section is about this inferred information and the value of inferred information. Today I'm going to be talking about inferred information, but remember, we're talking about multi-channel as well, and how passive data is coming. So everything that I'm going to be describing today for inferred information will also apply for passive data. So let's look at the value of inferred mobile information captured through Confirmit mobile surveys. The mobile channel, believe it or not, will give you more data than you think, and this will complement the information captured from just your single responses to your surveys. You can find out the following. Are your customers using a mobile or a normal desktop computer to complete your survey? Is mobile their preferred channel for the last few surveys that they have done with your brand or panel, for example? Device use. What type of mobile device are they using? Are they using an Apple, an Android, Microsoft? With Confirmit, you will be able to extract the following information from your respondent: screen resolution, browser resolution, browser type, operating system, and device information. You probably, if you're in the business side, you probably think, well, this sounds very technical, but I don't really know what to do with it. Well, we're going to see it. The other piece of information that you can collect is the time of the day, the information about when are your respondents responding to your survey. Do they prefer to respond in the morning or in the evening? What is the time of the day that your respondents are really more likely to respond to your survey? My recommendation here with all this information, insert information, is to capture it and store it together with the profile of your customer, your consumer, or your panelist. You can use this additional information captured through mobile surveys to help your organization or your client, if you're a market research agency, to understand the importance of mobile to their business. I'm going to give you an example. If, for example, 40% of your customers or panelists have done a web survey on a mobile device, just think about providing this information to your global strategy for mobile and feed it to top management. The senior stakeholders really need to know about this. The insight captured from a mobile device through surveys should become, and this is my message, an enterprise-level concern rather than an initiative run at a departmental level. I have selected 3 departments, 3 areas, 3 business areas for an organization to highlight how the information captured through mobile devices can really add value to these areas. The first area, marketing and communications. Well, the type of devices used by your consumers can really help marketing and communications to get an understanding of the devices used by the consumers. Believe it or not, this information can contribute to the measurement of marketing campaigns in the field. Answers from surveys can also be used as content, and this is just one of the latest trends that I am seeing. The answers from surveys can be used as content to the website. Opinions, ratings, images, and videos submitted through a survey can add a lot of value to your website, to your marketing website. The return of investment is justified, as the content will be self-generated by your respondents. Let me move into the second area that I want to highlight, customer services. The information captured with a mobile device can help customer services to increase response rates, since surveys can be sent through an additional channel. You can also consider adding SMS, the SMS channel, to increase the response rate. You can also allow consumers to provide their feedback in their terms, in their moments. Because a mobile phone, well, through a mobile phone, the answers to the surveys can be done on their own time. Consumers can fill their cracks of the day by responding to the surveys on their own time. And think about it. Mobiles offers a combination, a mobile survey offers a combination between qual and quant, because you can capture all surveys, questions that you normally do on a desktop, as well as multimedia feedback from consumers in the form of audio, video, and images. This is the value for the customer service area. And the last area that I have selected is the business users. The business users can benefit from the fact that they can use the real-time online dashboards, and I'm going to show you one through an example, and they can open those online dashboards on their tablets. This means that business actions can be taken on real time. Real-time actions will be based on the data shown on the dashboard, because the dashboard is made available at the time the business users need it, and therefore they benefit from analyzing the data also in their cracks in the day. So I have taken you through 3 business areas. Just to summarize that the insight captures from mobile devices through surveys really should become an enterprise level concern rather than an initiative run at a departmental level. Think about providing this information to your global strategy for mobile, feed it to top management, and make sure that you capture all your inferred information that has value to all the different business areas. Now that I have taken you through the value of mobile, I'm going to take you to the third part, my third part of the presentation. In this part, I want to talk about the value of context, and in particular, the value of capturing and analyzing richer insights such as GPS, images, and videos. But for this, I'm going to use a real internal project that we run this year at Confirmit. What do? Well, we mobilized our Confirmit employees to carry out 2 types of activities. And the 2 types of activities were online and offline. The online classic piece of research, market research, where we're running a survey to capture information about ice cream. So the online classic piece of research was an ice cream out of call recall questionnaire that was delivered through email. And for the offline piece of research, we ran 2 self-complete online surveys. One was a fun survey around the concept of where ice cream was eaten, and the other was an I Spy game. So for the I Spy game, they needed to capture all the images, find the logos, and for the ice cream fun survey, we asked them to record a video. So for this example, I want to take you on a journey. And what better than a London bus? I'm in London, so I decided to take you on a mobile journey. I'm going to be using this London bus to take you on this end-to-end journey for this real example that we run here at Confirmit. My aim is to help you visualize the value that contextual mobile data can bring to your business. So this journey has 4 stops: capturing insights, quality assurance, reporting, and business actions. So imagine that we've been in the bus and we have arrived to capturing insights. I want to point out that I'm not going to be describing the planning and design phase that we also did due to some time restrictions, but this phase is very, very important and it should always exist as part of your project. So ladies and gentlemen, imagine we're in capturing insights street and we're getting off. So what better than to show you the 2 surveys. The first survey is the online survey. So let me play. I have made a video to make it easier. For this, we ran an I Spy game. So this is the survey where our respondents could just capture a video and they could, as you can see, they could capture a video, upload it through the web, and also provide the GPS information. With Confirmit web surveys, it is now possible to capture GPS information and upload pictures. So really, the smartphone really becomes the observer, because you can provide all those immediate insights that are really unedited through the image. So this is the example for the online survey. I'm only showing the mobile example, and I'm going to move to the next example, which is the offline survey that we prepared. For this, we used our Soda app, and we just designed a very simple survey. It was really good fun, and the idea was to capture the experience about how ice cream was being eaten. So here we can see how the video of one of the responses was being recorded. So this is what the respondent really experienced when capturing the information. The GPS was also captured, and with Confirmit Soda, the survey worked completely offline so that we could capture the GPS information, the images, the videos, and the QR codes. The smartphone really became the observer. So just by using a video, we were capturing the video, more richer and more immediate insights and edited insights were also captured. I want to point out that one of the reasons about this project was also to compare the two channels, the online and the offline. So I have shown you very briefly, I know, the capturing of insights with the two channels. So I'm going to take you now to quality assurance part. For the quality assurance part, this is the next stop of our journey, and remember, this is an end-to-end process. So the bus is in the quality assurance avenue. And why have we selected this? Because we've seen that clients are asking for data to be delivered faster and faster, and we need, from a technology point of view, to provide a way for market research agencies and for final clients to be able to do all this quality assurance process faster. This is the area, personally, where I believe that the market research agencies can add a lot of value, because they can provide this quality assurance approach as an end-to-end process to allow them to deliver a greater service. And this is what I mean. Let me move. We have a 3-step validation. It's all integrated, and the first step is at the survey level is the scripting validation. I'm sure everyone is familiar with it. The second step, and this is the one I'm going to introduce today, is the back-checking validation, the server validation. And the third step for data validation is at the dashboard level, when the data has been validated and you want to do some quick analysis to make sure that everything makes sense. So let me show you the back-checking validation. This is a system that is actually being constructed for the SODA server. All the offline data, when it's collected, you can actually use the back-checking technology embedded in the SODA server to guarantee the quality of the data. How? Well, you can set up some rules to check for inconsistencies in the data. So in this diagram, you can see the back-checking, you can see that the data is captured, arrives into the server, and you can actually select a percentage of records that you want to randomly select for data reviewing. Or if the rules have been triggered, then the data goes into the data reviewing area. When the data is being reviewed, you can actually see the inconsistencies. So you can actually use the data analysts to check all that data, check all those inconsistencies. I have seen this system to be used by the FMCG areas or mystery projects. For example, if you are running a mystery shopper project and you've got a rule where there is a missing picture, the rule will be triggered. So the data analyst will check the record, and this is the beauty of this system. You can actually send it back for data recapturing. So the data checked by the data analyst can manually update that inconsistency, can tag it as invalid, or check by using the telephone, or even send it back for data recapturing. Everything stays within the same platform. So this means it is an end-to-end process, no exporting, no importing of the data, keeping the process fast. MIC MR agencies creating teams with project managers and data analysts to deliver this high-quality data through this end-to-end automated process. And I'm seeing it now. So this is the back-checking. This is the reviewing of the data when it arrives. And the last thing I want to show you is the instant analytic dashboard. I don't know if you're familiar, but this is a very powerful analysis module that provides immediate access to analytics with no setup or training. We're looking at the results in this case for the ice cream demo that I've been showing you. It is possible to filter the data on real time and also drill down into the data. You can also, with instant analytics, as well as survey validation, you can do a cross-tab validation. As soon as the data starts arriving into your systems, your data analyst can check and make sure by using all the cross-tab that everything makes sense. I want to point out that this type of analysis is available for online as well as offline data projects. So now that I have been taking you through what we see as the end-to-end journey, we've seen the data capturing insights, the quality assurance, and now I'm going to take you to the reporting. For this, what we did, we built a dashboard in Confirmit Reportal to illustrate how it is possible to report mobile insights. So what I have done, I have selected 4 views of this dashboard. I'm only going to be showing you the views that apply to mobile data. We did more views. So if you are interested in getting more information, I just encourage you to talk to your Confirmit account manager. So let me show you the first view. The view where, let me play the video, we can look at the raw data. This is the data view. With Confirmit Reporter, we're basically structuring what in other ways is unstructured data. You could analyze all those, let me pause it, 3,000 videos. You can analyze all those 3,000 pictures, 3,000 GPS information, and all the answers. Basically, Confirmit Reporter, what it does, it allows you to structure what in other ways is unstructured data. And as you can see, you can select your criteria and the data is refreshed on real time. It is possible just by using a scripting library in Reporter to display this information for Confirmit online and offline surveys. I want to point this out, because with Confirmit online, you can capture GPS information and images, and you can now analyze them through Confirmit Reporter. Let me show you the second example, which is another view of the dashboard that we created. So this is the map view. This is a way to place all those GPS locations on a map and allow your customers to analyze all that information. You can zoom in into the different areas and see all the instances, in this case of where ice cream was spotted. Now we're zooming into the UK. I want to point out that this is basically a shift from providing static results in PDF or PowerPoint to provide dynamic and real-time results to your customers so that they can filter the data by choosing their selected criteria. Let me show you another view, and this is the image view. This is the reporter that we built for this project. This is how you can analyze all the images. This is very, very powerful because you can look at the images themselves, and this is a very good way to spot anything that is interesting, anything that is unusual. It's a way to analyze the images. The data is structured. You can click on the image, and this type of a dashboard will add a value to your projects. So since you can customize it and give access to your customers. And the final view of the dashboard that I have selected is the view where we were just analyzing all the videos. All the videos that are collected can be viewed through the Confirmit reportal. The filtering criteria, as you can see, makes it available. You can zoom in on the record, you can play the video, and you can see all the different answers. It's really a great way to be able to understand how the products are being used and consumed. Now we're doing a filtering, so we've selected at home, and these are all the records that can meet all that specific criteria. So I hope I have given you a good insight of the dashboard. Again, if you're interested in looking at this dashboard in more details, make sure that you contact your account manager, your Confirmit account manager. We are moving into the business actions. Why am I moving into the business action? This is the end-to-end journey, and the business action is the final stop of the journey. These are the actions that you as a customer will take using all this real-time data provided through the Confirmit online dashboard. In this stop, I'm going to go through the business areas where actions can be taken, and also where I feel that mobile can really add value to your business independently of the industry. So I have selected these 5 areas and the type of business actions that can be taken. This is more directed for your final clients, or also to help you provide the services if you're an MR agency. Understanding new markets. Well, a mobile survey can map markets of interest by capturing additional insights such as photographs, videos, and GPS locations. A mobile survey can capture information about traditional pricing, volume, promotional data for each market. And these insights delivered through an online dashboard can be used to understand the new markets and determine where to invest successfully and how to grow profitably in that new market. So this is more of a strategic approach, a strategic action that the business will take. The same can be done for competitive analysis. It's also strategic analysis. This is exactly the same as with understanding new markets, and you can gain deep and actionable insights into what competitors are doing in a specific market. You can enable brands, your brand managers, to decide which are the value locations that they're actually going to concentrate on. Marketing of insights. The marketing departments, I've been showing some example of what the marketing department can do with mobile insights, but this information can be obtained through mobile surveys, and it can contribute to allow your clients to identify and prioritize all those marketing and advertising efforts down to the individual store level. You've been seeing how you can zoom in through the online dashboard, and this is how we see that your final clients or you as a customer will use these type of online dashboards. You will be able to look at information about price, volume, competition, visual branding, distribution and delivery. The analysis of the information through online dashboards can help you to determine why a retailer has chosen one distributor over another. You can also maybe find out that through the information capture, maybe the credit or the frequency of delivery or the pickup is the key differentiator for that outlet to choose a distributor instead of another. And the last 2, vendor compliance and asset management. With vendor compliance and with all the information captured through the mobile devices, you can guarantee and you can ensure a consistent brand identity. Mobile surveys can be used to assess vendor compliance at the store level. You can track all those promotion and marketing initiatives, and you can see if the vendor is really compliant with those agreements that you have for that special marketing initiative. And the final, asset management. Placing equipment in the store is an expensive proposition, and a mobile survey can really capture the information to help you plan and determine rotation of assets that need to be replaced. This information will add value by helping you as a customer to maximize the use of the store equipment, as well as tracking some promotional or company equipment. I've been talking about outlets, but this is also applicable to other industries. Think about the airline industry, the hotels. Every single industry has got assets that need to be, or equipment that needs to be managed. So to finish, I would like to finish this presentation by saying that I've tried to show you three things. First of all, I have taken you through the importance of mobile in the Internet of Things and how there is going to be more and more data coming for your studies. So start thinking about taking a multi-channel approach. And with multi-channel, mobile is the first channel to add to your studies. Then I have taken you through the value of mobile insights gathered at the point of experience and how this value has different meanings to different departments, different departmental areas. How multiple departments within an organization can really benefit from these valuable insights. And I have finished with an end-to-end journey. I have taken you through this end-to-end journey using a real example that we built at Confirmit to illustrate the value of context and in particular the value of richer insights such as GPS, images, and videos. So I hope that I have been able to illustrate the value of automating on that end-to-end journey, automating and streamlining your QA analysis process to help you deliver and be more efficient when you're delivering, if you're an MR agency, when you're delivering to your client, or if you are running your own program and you are running your internal department, you can also take into consideration this type of approach to double check the quality of the data. And I have shown you the online dashboard through Reportal simply because we're seeing a trend of clients asking for faster data being delivered. They want to move from PDF, Excel to online dashboard because they need that real-time data simply to help their business and to help them to close the feedback loop to build better relationships and loyalty with their customers. In summary, and I'm just going to quote what I said at the beginning, mobile insights are much more powerful than you think. Back to you, Dina.
Thank you, Miguel. I think that was definitely a very powerful presentation. And I can tell by the questions coming in, people are certainly interested. Just to get started, can you explain what offline means and give an example about data collection when internet connection is not available?
Yes, offline means that you basically install an app. At Confirmit, we have an app called Soda that it is possible to white label it. That means that you can have your own branding on the app. And when you install the app, you can actually send through an email an invitation to carry out a survey. So there are two ways of doing it. You have your interviewers, that could be your employees, capturing the information, all those insights. So they could be running a tablet, they're running the app, and basically the app works completely offline. That means that the survey is downloaded and you can actually complete the surveys. And when you go back home or when you're back in the office, you can synchronize with the server and send back to the Confirmit environment all those responses. That's one way of you doing it, using your employees. And the other way is when you're running a panel or you have your own consumers and you want to ask them to carry out a study, or you want to capture some information from them. So you can send them an email if you have their email, or you can send them an SMS invitation with just a simple survey code and an invitation to go into a simple website address. In the case of Confirmit, it's confirmitapp.com, and that will take them to the right store for their smartphone. So they download the app, they enter the survey code, and then they just run it and execute the survey completely offline.
Okay, thanks. Before I move on to the next question, I just wanted to remind all of our participants that if you do have a question, please feel free to submit it in the chat window on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Okay, Miguel, next question. Other than GPS date and time, what other monitoring insights are available? More specifically, can you record audio comments at the point of the experience?
Yes, you can. You can, with the Confirmit Soda app, you can record audio. I didn't, that's a good question. I didn't show it because we didn't do it in this study, but you can actually record the audio as a question, or you could actually record the audio as a background audio file. So this is background audio. That's normally used, background audio is normally used to check the quality of your interviews if you have your field force. So you could use background audio to run on a specific question and to check that your interviewer is actually reading out the question correctly, following the guidelines. Or you could just have an audio question as part of your survey, and your respondent can just record the answers. I have seen the medical industry, for example, using it a lot, because the doctors or the medical experts, they're very used to record messages. So a lot of surveys for the medical industry are actually using this feature.
Okay, thank you. Are you seeing that organizations are embracing mobile research as an integral part of their strategy?
Definitely. Yes, I'm seeing multi-channel more and more. The early adopters are definitely doing it. And this is actually why we have released the Confirmit Smart Hub, to be able to make it easy to integrate all the data coming from different channels, to provide all this seamless integration of data. So I'm seeing that our clients are adding many different channels to a Smart Hub, and mobile is definitely one of them. It's the first that is always added. The other channel that I'm also seeing that is being added is the CRM system. For example, we have a Salesforce integration, and that's the other channel that is also being added to the Smart Hub, simply because you can link all that financial data with the feedback provided, and that adds even more value.
Okay, thank you. Are organizations introducing more back-checking into their internal process? If so, can you please explain?
Yes, they are. The early adopters are indeed introducing it. They're introducing Confirmit own back-checking capability to allow them to create and automate their QA process for mobile collected data. I am seeing more and more organizations using this capability, and they're actually moving faster. Especially, I'm seeing it on the FMCG markets and the mystery shopper projects, where the QA process is really vital.
Okay, we'll just do a couple more since we are running close to the top of the hour. Can mobile apps allow interviewers to interact with their respondents, as opposed to just doing an online survey? Can
you repeat that?
Sure. Can the mobile apps allow the interviewers to interact with the respondents, as opposed to just the respondent doing an online survey?
I'm not sure if I understand the question. My understanding is that there is an interviewer running doing the app. Is that correct? If there is, that would be the typical what we call CAPI environment. So yes, an interviewer can actually run the interview. So they're asking the questions and they're entering it on the tablet. So you've got two options. You can actually have your interviewers interviewing and using a tablet. This is a replacement of where there is a move from paper to online tablet, or you can send an invitation and you can have your consumers or your panel members to do the interview themselves. They just need to download the app. So you've got the two options.
Thanks, Miguel. Yes, I think that was the question that was being asked, so thanks for clarifying. So last question for today. In your view, how can market research agencies provide actionable insights for their mobile projects?
Wow. Well, I'm going to be very specific. My view is that the answer is that we need to move away from a client-supplier relationship to a partner-partner relationship. And this is what I mean. The research agencies need to help their clients link data with the business so that they're not just viewed simply as an outsourced provider of data. So final clients need to provide access to that data. More trust needs to be there. So the more trust there is, the more likely is that clients will provide access to that additional data to add context to the new research findings, which in turn will help to deliver actionable insights that they're actually looking for. Basically what I mean is when you have a partner-partner relationship, the client trusts the supplier and is able to provide information from maybe other projects that has run in the past that can complement the analysis that the market research agencies are currently doing for them. Great.
Well, thank you again, Miguel. This was an excellent presentation. And as a reminder to all of our participants, the recording will be sent to all of you via email, so please keep your eye out for that. Miguel, thank you, and I hope everyone has a wonderful day.
Thank you.